Wake up, we got more Kombat Pack 3 news!
I'm so excited! Oh god! Gosh darn it, I tripped over this amazing merch poster! It's honestly really nice, and my fault for not hanging it up. I highly recommend you get yourself one today.
So stop on by the Underdog store, because we also have two amazing new shirt designs, the Combo Queen and First Impact. It is the holiday season, so make sure to get yourself something nice. Every purchase supports the channel and you look awesome while doing it. How's it going, everyone? My name is True Underdog, and it looks like Kombat Pack 3 might already be on the way. Or at the very least, the developers at NetherRealm are likely already working on it, which might seem far-fetched, but keep in mind they did recently say there won't be any more Kombat League seasons. Well, there will be, but it's going to repeat the Kombat League seasons we've already had. That way, if you missed any skins from the past seasons, you have a second chance to get them. Although if you ask me, that's kind of redundant since we have the Meteor Towers, which is a much easier way to get the skins, but I digress. The point I'm trying to make here is the team is likely working on different assets, likely the new characters, and that's why they're not going to work on new Kombat League skins, because that way they can focus 100% of their artistic efforts on the upcoming characters for Kombat Pack 3. And then on top of that, don't forget the game recently got released on PS5, and it wouldn't make much sense to release it on a new console and then give it no upcoming DLC content. Chances are NetherRealm is already working on new content for those players, and of course the PS4 players as well. My point is that they want new content for both sets of players. Not to mention NetherRealm also added custom variations to competitive modes like Kombat League and even tournaments recently. So once again, it seems very clear NetherRealm wants to keep this game alive. They're not done adding content to Mortal Kombat 11. So with all that in mind, once again, a Kombat Pack 3 does make a lot of sense. But don't worry, that's not the only hint we have about Kombat Pack 3. So almost a week ago, Ed Boon posted this random Reptile video, and some have speculated this could mean Reptile is going to be an upcoming DLC character, likely in Kombat Pack 3. And I won't lie to you, that's not outside the realm of possibility, though a few months ago I would have told you it was, because he does appear in the crypt and he's sporting his MKX costume. And then on top of that, you can even kill the guy for fun, so it seems like he's not going to be added to the game. And finally, let's not forget Shang Tsung has one of his moves, so he's probably not going to be in the game, right? Well, that's what I would have said before Kombat Pack 2, but then we got Mileena and Rain, which both debunk these theories. Because for starters, Mileena appears in some arcade endings, and you guessed it, she's wearing her Mortal Kombat X costume, but then here she is in the game fully playable. And as we all know, she is not wearing the Mortal Kombat X skin. She has an entirely new costume. Though I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see that costume come back. It just looks really good. And of course, Kombat Pack 2 also gave us Rain, and he still has his super kick, but it's gotten a bit of an upgrade. It's now called the Geyser Kick and looks different than it did in past games. And this was likely done to make it different from Shang Tsung's version of the move. So with all those facts in mind, it seems like Reptile could make a return in Kombat Pack 3. And what has me the most excited is how NetherRealm's going to reimagine his slide, because part of me thinks it's going to get a cool twist just like Rain's super kick did, and I look forward to that. No matter what happens, I'm definitely very excited for Reptile. He is one of my favorite characters in the series, so let me know in the comments down below, are you also excited for Reptile, and tell me why. And next up, let's talk about something posted on the Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Twitter page. So here we have fresh skulls roasting on an open fire, and if you look closely at these skulls, a lot of people think it looks like the symbol for Chaos Realm, or at least the Kami Dogu symbol that was in Deception. And I actually thought the exact same thing. It looks like the symbol to me, but then I recognized that it's actually red velvet cake. I only know that because a while ago I had a sweet tooth and I caved in and bought it, and it was delicious, and the inside looks just like this. However, with that said, look at the coloring. It seems like a bit of a coincidence, doesn't it? It's brown and gold. It looks very similar to the colors on the Chaos Realm Kami Dogu. However, that one is a bit of a reach. I do think it could be a slight hint, but it also looks like red velvet cake. Who really knows? But for anyone wondering, the Chaos Realm is where Havoc is from, and if you ask me, he's the top 3 most requested character that hasn't appeared in the game as of yet. So while this could be a very clever hint, it could also just be red velvet cake, but either way, I hope you all had a great holiday break. Alright, it's all been fun and games until now, but next up I have some actual leaks, so if you don't want the characters spoiled for you, then I don't recommend going any further. But before you leave, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Alright, so here we have one of the leaks about Kombat Pack 3. So apparently this came from somebody at NetherRealm Studios, and according to them, a bunch of new content is on the way. So we have 4 characters, a new arena, a new tower, and more movie skins. But here are the characters: Smoke, Sareena, Havoc, and Deathstroke. And here's the craziest part, that same information was actually in a different leak months beforehand. And for that same leak, it did mention Smoke, Sareena, and Havoc, and then a guest character, and it didn't specify which one, but it did say it would be a DC character. And at the time, that person thought it would be Harley Quinn because that would go very well with Joker, and she's also been in the Injustice game, so it made a lot of sense. However, this recent leak says that it's Deathstroke, so once again, a DC character, that matches up, and every other character matches up as well, so these leaks do kind of coincide with each other. And then with these characters, we're also getting the Living Forest, an Annihilation Sindel skin, and a Test Your Might tower. And I've seen several different leaks, and a lot of them all say the same thing. They all correlate with each other. So while I do recommend you take all of this with a grain of salt, I'm also letting you know that several different leakers have all confirmed the same thing. In fact, one of these leaks was from a long time ago, and it was the same person who revealed the Kombat Pack 2 characters weeks in advance. And at the time, nobody believed him, so they especially didn't believe this leak that came along with it. I'll admit that I didn't believe his leak either, not just because he mentioned Rambo, but because he mentioned Melina, and I didn't think we'd ever get her again, at least not in Mortal Kombat 11, but now here we are. And also, don't forget that a very popular data miner known as the Thinny did reveal there was something to do with a crypt expansion, and several leaks did mention the Living Forest. So once again, take with a grain of salt, but it seems like the puzzle pieces are fitting together. A lot of this makes sense. So let me know in the comments how you feel about these characters. I think Sareena is a must along with Havoc. I want to see both those characters. Smoke, I can take or leave. I like him a lot, but he was also in Mortal Kombat X. I'd much prefer Reptile, which Ed Boon hinted at, and I'd also take Ermac because I want to see that awesome skin in the actual gameplay. And then as far as Deathstroke, I don't really like it, but you also know my opinion on guest characters. I tend to not like them. Deathstroke as a character, I actually love, especially in the 90s when he was still OP and not getting beaten by everybody and being an absolute jobber like he is now. So as far as the character goes, I actually do like Deathstroke, and I bet he'd play pretty well. I hope he's not too much of a zoner or a keep away character. I think he could be a parry character, and that would be really awesome, like an anti-air parry, a low parry, and a high parry, all that cool stuff, because the guy's a master of combat. In fact, back in the day when he was OP, he once took down Batman in a single page. And that's when Batman came in with a cheap shot and tried to hit him when he wasn't looking, and he still got bodied in a single page. Honestly though, I think I would have preferred Harley Quinn, all things considered, and not because the new films. I haven't seen Suicide Squad, I haven't seen Birds of Prey, but I just loved playing her in Injustice, and as a character, I think she's really cool. And then speaking of cool, I think the movie skins are also a really good idea. I was super excited to see movie Raiden, and after watching the trailer, I immediately thought they're gonna do this again, especially if it sells well. And judging by this leak, it definitely did, and I did think that Sindel was gonna be one of the movie skins, and I also think the movie Katana skin has a good chance as well, and I know a lot of people would like Kano as well, but unfortunately the actor who played him in that film did pass away. A lot of people also want to see movie Liu Kang, but if I'm being honest with you, Liu Kang in the game already looks a lot like movie Liu Kang, and I think that was done on purpose. In fact, a lot of people will tell you that Mortal Kombat 4 Liu Kang also looked a lot like the movie Liu Kang for the exact same reason. Believe it or not, as cheesy as that movie is, it's a big deal for a lot of fans, and we still love it, so I think a movie skin pack 2 would be a really good idea. So let me know in the comments which movie skins you want to see the most. For me, it's definitely Katana and Sindel. Although now that I think about it, I think Jade would also be really cool, and I want to say Melina, but I think we're gonna get some movie skins for the 2021 movie, and if that happens, I think Melina's definitely gonna get a skin because she does show up in that movie. Oh my god, I am out of breath. Okay, moving on. And apparently there was also an email leaked as well that was sent out to NetherRealm employees, and that one I'm not going to show here because for one thing, I'm pretty sure it's illegal. But even if it's not, it feels kind of wrong to post a private email like that. However, the one thing I will say is it does confirm pretty much everything we've discussed up until now. Essentially, the email goes over a future Kombat Pack 3 trailer, and it also talks about several bugs for each character. And while it is possible that all that info is made up and it's not actually a leaked email, that would require someone to be pretty darn creative. Because once again, this email does go into a lot of detail. If you feel like Googling it, I'm more than certain you can find this actual leaked email online, but I just don't feel like posting it here. No matter what happens, I think waiting this long to bring back the fan favorites could have been a big brain play by NetherRealm. Let's be honest, a lot of people do joke the game's already dead once again, even though Kombat Pack 2 just got here. And I personally don't feel that way because to me the tournaments are more fun to watch than ever before, and I like playing the custom variations with my buddies online. So in my opinion, the game is in no way dead, but I think bringing back characters like Sareena and Havoc and especially Smoke could bring a lot of life back to the game. In fact, if it was up to me personally and I had the Thanos gauntlet and could snap my fingers, I would bring back all of the classic ninjas. But at any rate, that's about it for me, everyone. everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. It really does help the channel out a ton. And once again, leave your comments down there as well. And finally, finish that combo by suplexing that subscribe button. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.